Why not have two? Have two kids.
Well, that's just like
we're gonna name one of them Deku. We're gonna name one of them Bakugo.
2 children in this economy?
I mean, I'm sorry. I tried to go for a drastic cross ExAnime. We're back. Episode 83.
Yes.
Yep. I totally got that on the first try.
This week we're talking about our B-list.
Throw up gang sign.
Kaguya-sama Love is War, Aharen-san. Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, and then Love After World Domination. It's episodes 4 through 6 for all of those except for Aharen, which is 4 through 7. So,
you know what I love, Justus?
Rap battles.
Rap battle! A big rap battle of history. Maybe that's what you should make the thumbnail. Just a epic rap battle of history thumbnail.
Oh.
For Aharen. Listen, man, this week was pretty fucking weird. It's like watching it, just wait till you get to it. I'm like, oh god. Shirogane is like, I need to learn how to sing to express my feelings. And that's after Fujiwara or Chika was like, singing's the best way to describe your feelings. Maybe you shouldn't sing. Maybe a text would just do. It's like, no.
She was very mean these last couple of episodes.
She's very mean all the time. It's just people see her cute little face and they're like, oh, maybe she's not that bad. It's like, okay, you become a rap god. Now teach me. Nah. It's like, what was the point of this if you're not going to teach me? And actually,
he taught her, and then at the very end, it's like, cool, now that you know, teach me. And it's like, no, wait a minute. That's not how this is supposed to work.
How this works. I will say the episode started pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it's whatever. It's just like 2 shots they switch between.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're like, hey, you want us to watch this, like, you know, vinyl, like, scratch this, like, scratch the whole park? And then there's, like, skater boys just circling around. I'm like, did he just call her here to challenge her to a rap battle on
It got very weird to the point where it's like, what are we watching? Wait, this was only the first half of the episode?
It was like the first, like, 16 minutes, and they had, like, an off thing at the end.
Yeah.
And then they had a special at the end where it's another rap battle. It's like an underground rap thing, and, like, Kaguya is down there in, like, a weird thing, but it's, like, a super weird, like, very flashy art style. Yeah, like, their underground rap battle fighting, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on down here? Because it wasn't the same ending theme. It was like a completely ending like theme on there.
Mm-hmm. It's,
Kaguya's
crazy. It's
that show where you sit there and you're like, oh, it's pretty boring. And then they're like, nah, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's got good jokes. It's kind of adorable. And then every so often they hit you with the like, what the fuck did you get? Who thought of this? That's in the manga, by the way.
Oh, really? They say who thought of this? Or
well, no. It's like the rap battle is in the manga. People were commenting where it's like, I've been waiting for this episode. And it's like, oh.
Well, especially if you're like an English reader, the rap doesn't work so well because they're rapping in Japanese.
Yeah.
So then it rhymes, and then it's like you're reading the subtitles. I'm like, what? Then you listen, you're like, oh, yeah, it flows pretty good together.
Blue ass.
That's right. Chica's over there like, motherfucker. And it's like censored. It's like, did she just swear? And then 2 seconds later, she's like, fuck you. And it's like, did she just swear again? And just boom, 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 boom. Like, I guess that's just her theme this episode.
Yeah.
She's just going to keep it swearing.
I mean, even in her case, at one point, she literally just swears for the sake of swearing because he's like trying to convince her. Shirogane is trying to convince her to do the rap stuff, and she like yells "motherfucker," and it's like, all right.
What's even like? So you get that episode, and then the episode where they do the parent-teacher interviews was just
directly after.
Yeah, directly after. It's like, oh, my dad's not going to show up. He'll send his surrogate. Excuse me. Then Hayasaka's like, my mother won't come. She's too busy. Her mother shows up, and it's like, Mom, you came, and she goes from like. Always serious to like little kid mode, and Kaguya is like, I'll be a proper lady about this. Like, oh, actually, I'm here to be her surrogate. It's like, what? Oh, and I'm here for you too. You didn't think I wouldn't take the day off. It's like, I guess that works. Then fucking Shirogane's dad shows up, and he's like, your dad's not here? I'll step in and be your father. And it's like, well, hold up here. And then they both is like, mother, father, we're here. It's like,
which I think the dynamic is hilarious because the dad is like a wild card because it was established way.
Have you kissed my son yet?
Yeah.
It's like,
like it was established, I think in like season one.
think it was the beginning of season 2 because he meets her. He walks up behind her like, you're interested in my son. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, I can tell.
Yeah, so he knows that they like each other, but he's playing hands off, which is hilarious because even the episode before, for episode 4, the sister is like, oh, I don't know who he likes, but he definitely likes someone. And it's like, Dad has all the answers, and he's just not willing to tell. It's so great.
Wait, they're getting closer. They're getting closer to finding out who loves who. But we're only like, what, halfway through the manga or something like that? The manga's still going or some shit?
I think the manga's over. No, it's not. It's definitely not over. Never mind.
Yeah. It was like, they're just going to keep going with this whole love is war thing.
Yeah. I mean, eventually it will end. I'm assuming the ending's going to be like superb. It's
like just perfect on there.
Yeah.
Well,
it would make sense.
The part where like, Kaguya's like up too late. She has something to drink. She's acting like she's drunk. It's like, oh, President, do you love someone? And then President's sister is like, well, hold up. We got to clean. Like she calls. So she cleans up. She's like, wait a minute. He loves someone. It's like, President who I love, falls asleep. And he's like, God damn it. She almost fucking said it.
Yeah.
They're so close to saying it. Then they have the whole fucking like, maybe we should go to the culture festival together. Cause it's like asking her out on a date, but passively asking her out. She's like, nah, let's not do that. And it's like, holy shit, he just asked me out and I just threw it away. How do I recover from this?
It's strange because even while the show does some of the lovey-dovey stuff and some of the wholesome and really funny stuff, man, it can be depressing at times because between the rap battle and even the first kind of part of the parent-teacher conference is the perfect example of Hayasaka is basically like, oh yeah, I just work all the time. And
I want to be a teenager.
Yeah. And that was part of the rapping stuff, which basically Shirogane just was like, hey, convey your feelings. So, I'm going to do this absurd bullshit. And then she conveys her feelings. And then it's like, oh, well, what do you want to do past high school? And it's like, I want to switch jobs. And it's like, switch jobs. Yeah. And then even with Kaguya, where it's like, well, what do you want to do?
Do what my parents tell me to.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, that's depressing as shit. It's like neither of your parents showed up. And
they even hit you with the president. What do you want to do? And they have the part movie. I'm going to go study abroad at Stanford. And then at first I was like, Stanford, cool name. I'm like, oh, wait, that's actually a school. Well, hold the phone real quick. Yeah. It's like he's going to go to Stanford. This poor son of a bitch is going to Stanford.
I mean, they do have foreign exchange stuff, so it makes sense.
So you get the realization if Kaguya doesn't know that he's studying, because I don't think he's mentioned it to anybody.
Yeah, which is part of the reason why he even brought up the culture festival, because he's trying to inch closer before they go off to try to maybe date a little bit. But he's a pussy. So
I mean, the whole dynamic of, okay, I asked her out, she denied me. Oh shit, he asked me out. I gotta save this. And she asked out. He's like, how do I play this off? Okay. Chica just walked in. What do you think about going to the culture festival? I just heard some loser ask someone to the culture festival.
Got turned down. It's like,
and then another one gets turned down. The best part is that Ishigami and then Shirogane end up going together, and they had a good time.
Oh, that was. Oh, sorry, I got the hiccups. Another one where it's like, oh, that's depressing too. Fucking Ishigami, where it's like, I could like never love anyone, blah blah blah, like his whole spiel, and then that chick comes through who was on
He's madly in love with her.
Yeah, and then
100%.
Kaguya she's trying to do her best to support him and be like, well, try.
She'll notice if you're in the top 50. That dude really tried.
Yeah, and
that's
then you see
his
frustrations with that stuff. And
well, he starts off with like, oh, well, I'll just do better next time. Then he's in the bathroom just fucking losing it. Like, I tried so hard. Also, Kaguya, don't go in the boys' bathroom.
That's fine. It's whatever.
Nah, man. She was in that boys' bathroom. Man. Dr. Disrespect's going to get canceled for that. Cancel Kaguya.
No. Why? There's a difference. Kaguya wasn't live streaming.
How do you know? Were you watching her Twitch when it happened?
No, she doesn't. She barely knows how to use a smartphone. They literally pan over to her. She's like, I got a text. How do I use the thing again?
How do I respond to this?
Yeah. But the show does a great job of like balancing everything. The really serious stuff with the really funny stuff, and then the mixing in between.
I hope Ishigami gets with, you know what? It'd be funny. Turns out cheerleader's gay. That'd be pretty funny. Like, Ishigami, you work so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes girls. Too bad.
Hayasaka's dude appearance giving Chika like boys love like nosebleeds.
She's in love with the boy.
They cut over to her in the bathroom and there's just blood everywhere in the sink.
She's bleeding in the sink. She falls over. She's still bleeding. It's like, damn, this woman's gonna die if she keeps bleeding that much. Also, Chika's very good at like music. Like full piano, like, oh, you can perform professionally. I'll do it as a hobby. It's like, well, hold the phone.
Yeah, and then they cut over and she's just like strumming on the guitar. And it's like, oh, you know how to play guitar? She's like, yeah, I just help Blake.
I'm just converting these notes of like this classical piece to like this modern piece. It's like,
okay.
Now, to be fair, every time I've seen someone use a piano, it hasn't been that great. Oh, wait. Sorry, I was just seeing what else she had played and if there's anything sad piano-wise.
I don't think so.
Damn. Sorry, Opa from...
Yeah, that bitch is dead.
Not dead, just all tuckered out. Yeah.
Forever.
Forever and ever on there.
But yeah, Kaguya is so good. I did like the name drop of this season where they're like, ultra romantic for the plan. I forget the specific plan, but yeah, it was when Kaguya and Ishigami are talking together, and it's like, oh, I have like an idea of how to kind of get her attention, and Kaguya's like, yeah, oh, it will be the ultra romantic plan. And
what, is that when she calls him a creep? It's like, I'm going to put a flower every day on her desk for a week.
That was in that scene. And it's like, they name dropped the season then.
Wasn't it Kaguya-sama has like dropped so many references to like obscure things. Like, was that? Wait a minute. That was this thing. Because like, I even said this every time I watch the ending, like, this is just Starship Troopers. Like the first time I watched it, I'm like, this is kind of cool. I'm like, why does this look familiar? Next time I watch the ending, I'm like, this is Starship Troopers. What the fuck? This is like one for one. The scenes from Starship Troopers minus the plane. Yeah. That's the only difference on there. But who think's a better rapper?
Aharen.
Aharen? Yeah. Speaking of Aharen, Aharen-san.
Aharen-san wa Hakarenai.
I'm sorry that you practiced it before we aired.
Yeah, gotta get it right.
Did you get it right? Okay, I gotta say something real quick.
It's better than the English version, by the way.
What would you do for an art project, Justus? You're right. Make an exact one-to-one replica doll of yourself as Raito walks in. And he's like,
I'm going to say something creepy, but how one-to-one? Did she literally just make a real doll? Like, the fact that she also gives it to him at the end and it's just there next to his bed. That man has like so many things around him. It's adorable that he's keeping it. Also a little weird.
What does his mother say when he walks in? Like, what? It's like, Mom, here you go.
It's an anime. Parents aren't around. Either parents don't exist or they're just not around.
Or your, big, beefy, strong dad.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Listen, okay, so that doll was, I mean, to be fair, he did the first thing. He's like, oh my God, she's not breathing. Let me go over and start doing CPR. And then Aharen walks in like, hi, Raito. It's like, quick, Aharen-san, grab an AED and a teacher. Wait a minute, Aharen-san. Yeah, this is my doll that I made.
He did a very appropriate job of like CPR response.
Check. And he's like, okay, let's get this started. Get me an AED. It's like, man's like,
I
think a round of applause for him.
This man's certified.
Freak, 7 days a week.
Okay.
Listen, speaking of a double Aharen-san fucking sister.
Oh yeah.
Raito's in the fucking like just walking around and like Aharen's sister pops up. It's like, wow.
No, it's her brother.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. It looks exactly like her. Because it pops up and it's like, wow, Aharen has a lot of character. And it's actually like, did she forget something? Or because she's over there like, yeah, you're so cool, Raito. Like, oh, I suck at this. This sucks. Aharen walks up like, hey, Raito. It's like, there's two?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like there was a third one just looking at this fucking picture.
Yeah, it says little sister if you look at the bio.
Oh,
We'll get there
Jesus
eventually.
Christ.
But yeah, the one that voices that's when I was like, oh hey, it's the little sister from Akabe Sailor Uniform. It's like that voice actress makes an appearance in this. I wasn't trying to spoil anything. I was just being vague.
Listen, I gotta say, every time you say Akabe Sailor Uniform, beautiful. I should have done a video on it.
Feet.
Feet. No, the best part, the best meme that came from it when she walks and just smacks her sister ass, and I'm just like, I guess that's what everyone's gonna remember from that beautiful. I should have made a video. It's never too late.
You can make a meme compilation.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you could throw that and the Spy Family.
Oh, and they're doing all the smack.
No, the boobies.
Which one?
When they're at the museum.
Oh, yeah, just like
Papa,
boobies.
Yeah, you just make like an out of context like anime.
Listen, they had a swimming episode, which was important. The important part was the teacher, Tubaru Sensei. She's like a classical Japanese writing teacher. Literally, student, like talking in class. Hey, no talking. Then she sees Aharen and Raido sharing a book. It's like, I can't believe they're flirting in class. Wait a minute, they're not flirting. They're just sharing. Starts getting like super romantic. Like, I can't take this, my heart. Because they already established that she has poor health for some reason.
Yeah.
Then they're really sharing a book, getting really close. And she's like, I can't take it. And she's like bent over like she's going to have a heart attack. And then at one point, he puts Aharen on his like
side.
His side. So she could see over the student. She's like, he lifted her up so could see. It's nothing romantic. It's just platonic. And then she's like bleeding out of the nose, holding her chest bent over. And it's like, is she dying? Is she having a heart attack? Like, should we get someone?
Because she's like, she lifted her up so that way he could she could see over while also having one hand free to take notes himself. It's like, okay.
Like, I had just watched that, the night after I'd watched, Kaguya when she's bleeding. I'm like, man, people are just fucking dying over the littlest things in these shows this week.
He's adorable. What can you say?
I mean, it was super adorable, but at the same time, it's like, listen, teacher, you're gonna fucking die if you're this weak to people just being nice to each other.
There was. We'll eventually get to the rap thing because that was weird. But Raido got fat randomly.
I looked over because I had watched it before the podcast. I'm like, did I miss something? Rewind. Nope. They're just like, yo, Raido's fat.
Yeah.
And then Aharen's like, if I tell him he's fat, he'll get worried, hit the window, fall off, and die. It's like, your imagination is way out there.
Well, it's fair. Also, his imagination is very crazy.
Also, he lost that weight very quick.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, don't feel like self-conscious about yourself. I recommend this diet book. And it's like, okay.
Raido's back to normal.
It's so weird.
It's just so out of it. Listen, it's a good mid show that just throws random stuff at you until they just randomly start doing a rap battle.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is she rapping? And it's like, I guess I gotta rap back, but I gotta say it back in a sentence. And it's the same thing of like, when you read it, it doesn't rhyme, but when you listen to it, it rhymes pretty well. But then they're just constantly talking in like a rap battle rhyme thing. It's not even like a one-off rap battle. It's like, oh shit, we're just gonna have to talk like this for the rest of the time. We'll be great rap gods. Teacher walks up, no personal microphones at school. It's like, how is that a school rule? How is that a school rule in the least bit?
That sounds like a Comey school rule.
Yeah, like, listen, guys, you lost your microphone privileges. Like, the whole, like, Raido's imagination of, like, hey, we're slightly good at this one thing. We're going to be world champions in this. They play ping pong. We're going to be world champions.
They play so many games within these couple of episodes. There was, ping pong, basketball, Old Maid.
Yeah, and then the black and white, like, flippy game thing, as I remember what it's called.
The Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, they have a Pokemon battle. Yep, they have their own Pokemon battle, which is just like, what the fuck? She's got this charm that keeps her at 1 HP. It's like they have like 20 guys in the room. Like, I need everyone to give me one idea. We're gonna throw it in one episode. Call it good.
There was also bowling.
Oh, I forgot. And then Aharen picks up the 16-pound ball. It's like, she must be a pro. I gotta pick up a 16-pound ball too, not to be outdone. Aharen falls back. Like, you're not very good at this, are you?
Yeah, and then there was the shooting competition and the zombie thing.
Yeah.
That's when you eventually...
Listen, you gotta admit, that was one of the most adorable scenes.
Yeah.
Like, pew, 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 pew. Why don't you take a step back?
There was a cook-off.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's like 2 others that...
Well, the cook-off is another imagination thing he went off with. Like,
well, no, because there was the cook-off between... that one specifically was Aharen versus that like little kid.
Yeah.
Or it was like a bento, like which food was good. And then there was like another one where it's like, what is it?
Aharen is just crazy. It's like, let's just do all these things. And like, because they introduced that Fatuba.
Yeah.
Futaba. Yeah, Futaba. And like, she's in love with some other little boy, but the little boy likes Aharen and is like, I'll play in this game. Right? I was like, you got to get through me. First of all, that little girl was like,
Aharen did cool fidget spinner tricks, and it's like, king. It's like, who?
She did cool fidget spinner tricks for like 2 whole days. She's like over there, like, woo, 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 woo. And Ryan was like, psst.
He got there.
He got there eventually, but it was just like, what the fuck is up with this show? It's just like random thoughts that go through your head of like, what if Aharen did like cool spinny tricks? Put it in, boy. Put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Rydo got his ass kicked by that little girl in that game that he always thinks he's super good at. The little like flippy.
Yes. Also, the interaction between Futaba and Rydo is hilarious because it's like, I don't know you. Do I need to call the police?
No, she grabs her little like beeper thing they were talking about. It's like, don't make me use the beeper. It's like,
oh, I'm sorry.
I got the police on speed dial. Don't make me. Go. The game is called Go. Well, I guess in English. It's
different game.
Is this a different game?
Yeah. There's one similar.
What is similar to Go? Oh, here we go. There it is.
Yeah. Reversey
on there. Looks exactly like Go, but with like. I'm gonna look up the difference of this while you discuss more of the show.
So, with the swimming episode, turns out Aharen can't swim, and Rydo's not that great at swimming, and then just forgets how to swim, and they both have to be taught by Misuki, the
other girl in the class. Yeah, the tall lady in the class.
Yeah,
Oba's probably daughter, long lost daughter.
It's like, I guess.
Well, you forget Aharen shows up in a scuba outfit on there. It's like, you ready to swim? Gee. It just reminded me of what was it? Oh God, what's that show we watched with the girl in the astronaut suit that was just floating in the water?
Adachi and Shimamura?
Yeah, Adachi and Shimamura. It's just like, what the fuck is going on here? This is just like the most random shit.
Yeah. You did get a little bit of the wholesome stuff with Aharen thanking Rydo.
Oh,
like,
that's right.
I got to do something nice for you
hug
for
her
once. Yeah.
And then she almost murdered him.
Yeah, there's the after credit scene where he's like, oh, you can let go now.
She's like hugging his neck. I don't know. This show, it's just so...
There's also the wholesome after credit scene with Aharen and her little brother because he's trying on a bunch of her clothes. And you saw that one, right?
I think.
Yeah. He's trying on a bunch of her clothes and she's like, oh, why do you keep trying on my clothes? And it's like, because they look... Yeah, I think they look cool. And she like goes over and gives him a hug too. And it's like, oh, that's adorable.
Oh, you look exactly like me. And the doll I gave Rydo that he's definitely not going to do stuff with.
As long as it's not robotic. Got to put the fan somewhere.
Oh, God. Oh, God. You know who's an adorable couple?
Are they villains? And
Fudo and Desumi in Love After World Domination?
Sure. I'm not watching that one. That one's you.
Listen, this show has adapted to be exactly like Power Rangers. Literally at one point, like they're called like Team, I don't remember what they're called, like Jalapa 5. And Jalapa 5, you need to get around, right? Just how would you get around?
By teleporting.
No, Justice, you build a giant robot, which each part of Jalapa 5, it's a truly original idea, Justice, that no one has ever had before, and they assemble a robot. We need to take it out for a test drive. So, literally, Fudo tells Desumi, which is on the enemy team, like, hey, we're going to the beach to test out our new robot. If you meet us at the beach, who knows, I'll just say you're a friend that I met there. So then all the bad guys show up at the beach, like, we got word that Desumi told us that the good guys are going to be at the beach today. We're going to wait here. This isn't a vacation. And they're all in their swimsuits, all playing in the water while chugging down some beers, waiting for them to show up. And of course, they show up on the other side of the island, so they never run into each other.
Mm.
And Desumi is with Fudo because Fudo is like the red leader of the whole group. And Desumi, and you can see there, Kiki, she is like basically a chimera type thing. She's like a warrior girl beast thing. She's not a beast, but like she acts like she's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
She sees Desumi.
She a beast in the bed?
I mean, we don't know. No, what if she sees Desumi running the Fudo and is like, wait a minute, she's going to go hang out with Red. And then like she hits him on the back of the head. She's like, got you. And then Kiki sees it as, oh, she snuck attack him. And Fudo's like, stop it. That hurts. You're killing me. And Kiki's like, because she can't see because she went behind the rock again. She's like, she's murdering him. Let me peek around and see what's going on. And Desumi had buried Fudo in the sand. and she's like tapping him on the head like, there, enjoy this. And Kiki's like, oh my God, she's torturing her. Goes back behind the rock. Turns back around, sees him playing the watermelon game. And he's putting the watermelon down as she has the stick behind him because she's blindfolded. Kiki goes back around the rock like, she's going to sneak attack him. Hits the melon and it explodes. He goes like, because he's surprised. And she's like, she just split open his head. I can't believe she would murder him. Truly, she is the queen of beasts on there.
Jeez.
And that was kind of like the beach episode. They had some fireworks and like you kind of get this instance of like Desumi keeps being seen with Fudo because it's like he's the good guys and they're the bad guys, and it's always just convenient of like fireworks going off, huge explosion, the robot blows up. Desumi's like, oh, that's so beautiful, and Kiki's like, she's laughing at everyone getting blown up on that boat. She truly is the devil of this army. And this is after the episode. So you see this girl here, right? That I'm pointing to. It's Kyoko.
Yeah.
And she's in like an Iron Maiden outfit. Like that's her whole thing. Like a whole iron, like actual Iron Maiden. You can see her face. She's in love. And Kiki said in the episode before, it's forbidden to have love in this organization. So of course, what do we do in a rom-com show? Find out who she's in love with. She is in love with the giant bear. This woman's a furry. And you find this out, and finally, no one has ever seen Kyoko out of her Iron Maiden suit. She's like, how can you love me? I'm ugly and I have no skills to show at all. Gets out of her iron suit of armor, wearing basically a spandex suit, huge tits, decent looking woman, beautiful woman, very caring, funny. She's like, how could he ever love me? And immediately he falls in love with her. He's like, I like girls built like her. And I'm like, okay, settle down now. There's some Shao Tucker.
I like him like I like my porridge. Thick.
But then Kiki, as flat as a 2x4, she's like, you know what? I hope you don't find love. Fuck you. Because Desumi, stacked. Kyoko, stacked. Desumi, flat. Standing next to them. It's like, you guys need to please stop standing next to me. It's like, why? I don't like it when you stand next to me. Looks at their giant knockers like, yeah, we understand why. But you know why? You know why she's technically not a furry, Justus?
Because he's not actually a bear.
He's mixed with a bear. There's some Shao Tucker shit you find out going on in these episodes.
Hell yeah, brother.
When you get strong enough, the leader of the villains are like, we're gonna fuse you with a strong monster like a bear or like a shark, so that way you can have more power and unlock more raw power. Desumi doesn't want that because she's like, Fudo won't love me if I merge with an animal because I'll look like a gorilla, because they announced she's going to be fused with a gorilla. Listen, Desumi's already the strongest person in the organization. Fusing her with a gorilla would make her even stronger. So they have this whole dilemma of Desumi's like, you won't love me. And then Fudo, being the gentleman, he's like, I love you for who you are, not what you look like. Then Desumi's like, okay, I'll tell them I don't want to do it. He's like, do whatever your heart desires. Shows up, tells him, no, I'm not fusing. Leader of the villain organization. Well, you're not? She's like, no, I'm not. He's like, I won't take this. Actually, you know what? She doesn't want to fuse because she wants to unlock her true potential and not be fused. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over here? And then he immediately throws shade like, you're not weak. You don't need to be fused to compensate for anything. And everyone else that had been fused with an animal, there's like 10 other leaders that have all been fused by animals. They're like, what, me? You're calling us weak now? He's like, yep, you're all weak because you fuse with animals. So you find out Bear Dude isn't actually just a bear. He was a man that was then fused with a bear.
So does he have a bear cock or no?
I mean, we never saw that in episode. Oh, you see the little girl there, Haru? She does.
I don't like where this is going. We're talking about bear cock, and you see that little girl over there?
She's got a bear cock. No, Haru is a pink ranger, basically, or pink gelato. She finds out about Desumi and Fudo because Haru is in love with Fudo, but Fudo's in love with Desumi. There's a whole love triangle going on here. And she's been keeping it a secret from the whole organization. They have a very sad moment of like, I want to be happy, but I don't want to ruin your happiness. And then Desumi's crying. She's crying. People are sleeping on other people's laps. And that's it of the story. It was kind of a 1-for-1 of what happened, but it was just like, what the fuck is going on with the show? It started with good guy loves bad girl. They're dating on the hopes of one day being married. They did promise to be together forever. So kind of like a proposal.
So would they eventually lead in divorce if they have a kid and it's like, all right, well, he's clearly going to be a good guy, right? It's like, no, he's got to be a bad guy.
Why not have two? Have two kids.
Well, that's just like more
we're gonna name one of them Deku. We're gonna name one of them Bakugo.
2 children in this economy?
I mean, listen, they make very good money. I mean, Fudo's got enough money to take vacations all the time, but to be fair, he is in high school, about to go to college on there, or he's applying for colleges on there. But yeah, you're pretty much caught up on the story. So basically, badass girl, regular guy, kind of like Izumi and Shikimori, where you got a bad girl and a good guy.
I could tell it was coming because you literally clicked over to Shikimori's like
no,
thing,
fuck
and you're
you.
like,
That was a good transition.
How do I transition this?
How do I transition this? I don't know what to do.
Bad girl,
bad girl,
good
guy. Listen, can I say something about Shikimori's just not a cutie?
Not just a cutie.
That dad, holy fucking shit. That dude is quick and he's got some muscles. Literally, there was in the episode, Izumi is carrying Shikimori down the steps, slips, and dad immediately is like, catches both of them. Let's go. And I'm like, the torque to catch them from like here to like pull them up and be quick enough to run over there, he might be fat, but that dude is quick and strong. I can see why Izumi's mother loves him.
Yeah. It tells because of his massive cock.
God damn it. He's got a bear cock.
Well, look, we were joking about it. We're like at one point because Izumi was literally like, "Oh, aren't carrying the both of us like too heavy?" And Mom's over there like, back in like his prime days, you used to be able to carry 4 people on his back at once, and it's like he was a fucking Chad. Like,
yeah, he was a fucking Chad. Like he is the Chad dude. Yeah. Also, you realize Izumi's mother is... Listen, I called it as she was running. She went to go... Listen, this is a right-handed knife. Let me go get a left-handed knife. That was like... Okay.
They do exist.
I mean, they do exist, but it's like in a generic cutting, like, food class. Because Izumi's mother and Shikimori are having some, like, quality time together, taking a cooking class, which is weird in and of itself.
Shikimori wants to cook for Izumi,
which is adorable to begin with. And she goes to run with a knife back. And I'm like,
It was in a box.
It wasn't a box, but this woman's going to trip, fall. Knife's going to go right at Shikimori. Exactly that's what happened. Shikimori's like, catch.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then of course, Izumi's mom falls right into her chest. I'm like, okay, settle down here.
Yeah.
Also, Izumi's mom needs to be careful where she's putting her hands. She goes to like grab Shikimori on the side. She's like, how's it going? It's like, she is definitely flirting.
Mom got the hots. It's fine.
Mom got the hots for Shikimori.
Would you blame her?
No, I wouldn't. But I questioned her taste. A child and an old man.
I do have a complaint, by the way.
What's your complaint?
Izumi gets a cramp and almost drowns. And then literally the next episode can carry Shikimori like 8 blocks and up 50 steps with no problem.
Listen, he's got to use up some of his,
It was just one of those like, well, come on, man. Like, we just established that he's kind of weak. Like, the man, like, cramped himself trying to just get up a little bit.
I don't see a problem with that at all. Dude is built.
It was just convenient enough plot wise where it was like, maybe you could have like spaced this out like an episode difference instead of it literally being back to back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole bunch of few things happening. There was a whole basketball tournament. You know, Shikimori had another cool situation.
That
of
was
like
flashback.
Yeah, it's like, how did you meet her? And there's a whole basketball tournament.
Yeah, that's how Shikimori met Hachimitsu and Neko.
Nekozaki?
Yeah. Well, I mean, her nickname's Neko.
Yeah. I mean, not too much else happened. Well, no, there was the part when they went in the mall. It's like, hey, Shikimori, you want to buy swimsuits? Nah, I'm fine. Izumi looking at like this ripped gal, like with like a very skimpy bikini. He's like, and she's like,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I gotta go to the bathroom. And it's like, goes buy swimsuit, comes back. And of course, you know, discount Bakugo over here, Shu. She definitely bought a swimsuit there. Izumi, what did you buy?
Yeah. I'm gonna point something out, by the way.
Wow.
We have two Chads in this show. Her brother is just like, totally got to be drowning, and like, right, he's just, every time he appears he's like,
He's like, he's got the piercings, he's got the hair, he's got the hoodie and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention another beef when you talked about beef. There was no goddamn reason that woman should be eating food that seductively. Shikamori over there, it's like, thanks for the s'mores. And then, of course, Izumi's like, oh.
This could be you.
That's exactly what it was. It was like, listen, bitch, this is way over the top. Then she did it again with something. I can't remember what the other thing was. She like did it again, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, hold up. You're still a child. Like,
at least Izumi knows that like she's teasing him, but it is one of those.
Is she teasing him?
A little bit.
A little bit? I mean, she ate that s'more pretty, I don't like sweets, but lately I've grown to like sweets because of you. It's like, okay, settle down, horn dog.
Yeah.
With his mistakes on there, she is bound to get well, she's pretty lucky. You know? Listen, if she fucks that man, she's gonna get pregnant. And then with his luck, it'll be a miscarriage. But
Jesus Christ.
Listen, man, we're talking about Chad Dad and you know. Also, we forgot to mention, Mom and Dad were just watching the whole time, having their cute moments. Like, where did you guys come from? We've been here the whole time. It's like, what?
Yeah, it shows their perspective where it's like, oh, they're right there. You guys just could have turned around. They're like 15 feet back. They're just like, oh, we don't want to just disturb them. Just don't disturb them. It's fine.
Just let them go.
It's like, well, could you hear what they were talking about?
Mom was throwing flame at Dad. Maybe we'll get you a kimono next year. We'll get you one too if they sell it in your size. It's like, damn, bitch. Like, fuck the man down.
He is a big guy.
I know. He's an American.
Izumi literally tries on his they're not kimonos, they're yukatas, and it doesn't fit at all.
I'm trying to see what other roles. Damn, he plays like big dudes in every role.
It is very fitting. Do you see that, man?
Yeah, that is true. Let me scroll back up to the dude. Yeah, he looks like the dad. He fits the age of the dad on there. I mean,
wait, what is he in Bleach?
He's part of the new season.
Oh.
Got it. Hayasube, I don't even pronounce the names. I don't know names.
He's at Quincy. Fucking Quincy.
Oh, they were talking about quintessential Quincy.
No, it's Bleach.
I heard
the 1,000-year Blood War arc is between Soul Reapers and Quincy's.
I have not read it at all.
Yeah, but like it's established what Quincy's are in like episode 4.
Yeah, I forgot they were called Quincy. Listen, I've watched Quintessential. Listen, I'm not talking. I ain't talking anymore.
There was a like chapter released for Quince the other day. It's a extra chapter after the season ended or the manga ended.
Duke and the Death of His Maid got a season 2 announcement. Just saying, best show of 2023 when it comes out.
Fire Force got season 3.
Well, it's getting a season 3
Yeah.
on there. There's time for it not to come out.
Oh, it'd be dumb for them not to, though.
Not too late.
The first 2 seasons.
Wait, who does Fire Force?
It's
definitely not Kyoto.
No, it's
I got Kyoto Animation on the mind. It's just so pretty. Just so beautiful on there. I will look it up another time on there.
I have it in like a second. But yeah.
Just a second?
Yes, just a second.
What about
it's
525,000?
David Production.
David Production?
Yup. They have done other notable works as all of JoJo.
JoJo. JoJo. Do you even watch JoJo?
No JoJo.
Knew you were an anime fan.
Wow.
That's all I got, though.
They also did Cells at Work. Yeah, that's
I wasn't sure
about
if you
it.
had anything else.
Watch more anime.
We're going to win the Powerball tomorrow, and we will share it with all 20 viewers. Or if you watch this and we win the Powerball, you will get a cool $20.
Yeah, but you have to mail it in to us. Our address is at